Shri Mataji. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today's program, we're going to listen to Shri Ganesha Artavashesha, some mantras and affirmations for Swadhisthana Chakra, and part of a talk from Navaratri Puja, which was given back in 1998. But first, let's start the day the Sahaja way, by humbly bowing down on Mother Earth, raising our Kundalini and putting ourselves into Bandhan.
श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हरतासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचोर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमिष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुः त्वं रुद्रस्त्वं इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवः स्वरो गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपम् गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादः सन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः स्वैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निजृद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नोदन्ती प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तम् चतुरहस्तम् पाशमङ्कुशधारिणम् रदम् च वरदम् हस्तैर्बिभ्राणम् मूषकध्वजम् रक्तम् लम्बोदरम् शूर्पकर्णकम् रक्तवाससम् रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गम् रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितम् भक्तानुकम्पिनम् देवम् जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतम् च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवम् ध्यायति यो नित्यम् स योगी योगिनाम् वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदरायैकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः।
Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Just sit for a few moments before we go into some mantras for the Swadhisthana. And take one mantra to Shri Nirmala Vidya Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Vidya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. One mantra to Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. I have one mantra to Shri Chitta Shakti Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Chitta Shakti Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, please remove any anger from every cell of my body. Mother, please take my Swadhisthana into your attention and enlighten all the deities in Swadhisthana. Mother, please put my spirit into my Swadhisthana and awaken Sri Lambodha Tattva.
Wisdom is a thing that gives you, first of all, complete peace. If your wisdom is developed, then you become very peaceful. Because whatever people may say, whatever they may do, whatever aggression they may do, whatever it is, you are peaceful. And you see the stupidity of the other person, of the other nations, and you understand why they are doing it. This wisdom is such an important thing in human being. Because animals don't have so much wisdom as we have. Sometimes, of course, sometimes we have even less than animals. But still, by experience, you see, we have to learn that we have been making mistakes. So many mistakes we have committed so far. Now, are we going to commit more mistakes? Or are we going to be wise? Wisdom is not apparent outside. You can't say somebody is wise by looking at that person. But in vibrations you will know that that person is extremely wise. He may speak, he may not speak. If he speaks, he'll speak about something so deep, so wide and so nice without hurting you. This kind of temperament, if you develop, is to become wise for every question. For example, some are very attached to their children. So much attached that they forget that they are part and parcel of this divine force. And they just start doing all kinds of things. The other day I met one lady whose son was very sick. And she took him to the hospital and doctors gave him all kinds of medicines and he became even worse. Then she telephones to me, "Mother, I don't know what happened. I went to the doctor and doctor gave him this and that treatment and the child has become..." But why didn't you ask me before? Why did you go to the hospital first? Lack of wisdom. I'm there, why don't you ask? We had one case here in Kabila. There was one child who fell down and broke his arm. Now, the mother didn't show any wisdom. She took the child to the hospital and the doctor said, "Tomorrow we are going to operate her and put some artificial arm inside." But the father was sensible. He said, "All right, tomorrow, today I'll take the child at home." He brought the child to me in the night about 3 o'clock. I said, "All right." I put it right. Next day when he took it to the hospital, the doctor said, "But now there's no need to operate because his arm is all right." See the difference. One is worried, immediately they'll go to the doctor. Instead of consulting me, asking me, they are so yogis. But they will go and ask the doctor to do something. Once the doctor starts doing something, then they'll come to. There's lots of miracles which have taken place about Sahaja Yoga, I must say. And in that you should see the wisdom helps. Of course, my attention is there always, no doubt. But still, you should not take it for granted. You have to ask. One day, you see, I was just sitting, I just thought that I should telephone somebody in the ashram of New York. I never telephoned there. So I found out the phone number, we telephoned and asked if, I said, is the child all right? So the leader there was surprised because that boy had fallen in the water and was in the water for quite some time. And he was all filled with water, even his brain was filled with water. As usual, there were some doctors who said that he cannot survive, and if he survives, his brain has so much water that he cannot be normal. So I just said that don't worry, I didn't know, nobody told me, don't worry, the boy will be all right completely. So they were surprised how I said so. Firstly, how I knew that the boy had fallen, there was some boy like that, and then they didn't know how I said he'll be all right, and he was all right. He's perfectly all right. So they were surprised at my knowing about it. Okay, how is it that mother knows that there's a boy who is so sick? Here I will say it is pure knowledge. You see, my attention is always around you people, always dealing with you. And how I know is this, that this attention of mine is global. So anything happens to you, any upsetting takes place, any, I should say, deviation takes place, my attention is there. And immediately I know there's something wrong somewhere. And I don't know how my attention goes to particular places, which makes it life better. It helps people in need. I don't do anything about this attention, but this attention is the wisdom. The wisdom that spreads all over. With that wisdom you know what's wrong with another person or any other organization that is in Sahaja. Everything you come to know. If you want to know, it's different. It's just to know, like it's spread out everywhere. For example, if you have to telephone, then you have to use the telephone. But for me, I don't have to use the telephone, I just know. So this has come from a pure, innocent wisdom. The innocent wisdom is just like a child. It is everywhere and it communicates and it tells what's the matter, what's the problem is. Many people have been cured with Sahaja. Many have been cured. Now if they can say that, Mother, how did we get cured? What have we done? Did you see our chakras? Did you find out what was wrong with us? No, I haven't. I haven't. But I leave it. In my wisdom, I leave it to Parama Chaitanya to do the job. This is the main point, is that can you leave everything to Param Chaitanya in your wisdom? If you cannot, then yet you have not felt the real knowledge within you. That is the level where some people are. I am not now so sure about those who get realization are all so much filled with pure knowledge. Some of them are, but not all of them. With experience they learn. With meeting people they learn. But as the wisdom, pure wisdom, is difficult for them because they do not rely entirely on the Param Chaitanya. Everything happens just Param Chaitanya knows, it understands, it organizes, it loves, it does everything. That's the energy it is. It does everything. And how it manages, how we call coincidences are really organized by Param Chaitanya. As I told you yesterday, the way the rain was. The rain came and went away. It has wisdom. Innately it knows I am sitting here, the program is going to start, stops. Flowers know me. You don't know when we have flowers. They are of this size. I don't do anything to them. They start blowing like this, will blast like that. Now one would say, Mother, how do they know? Because they are natural. We are unnatural. We have taken so many artificialities as part and parcel of life. See, all kinds of courtesy, this, that, all that's not necessary. All these stupid practices that we have adopted sometimes keep us away from pure knowledge. And when there's no pure knowledge, we don't know anything what's happening. We just get frightened for small things, upset for something. I mean, it's something very surprising to see Sahajogis getting upset. Among the 100 people, if supposing there's a problem. So, if you are a Sahajogi, you have to just witness and see. If you cannot do that, then you are not a Sahajogi. But it's not like practicing, like they say, if you have to have the blessings of Shiva, you must say 108 times his name. That's not the way. He doesn't like it. You see, nobody likes that kind of a murmuring. You see, somebody comes and takes your name all the time near your door, you'll throw him out. So that's not the way. It's a wrong idea that you go on taking the name of somebody and that deity will help. First of all, you have to become wise enough to understand that you are a part and parcel of Param Chaitanya. Everything will work out by that. And it works out so beautifully. Of course, some people have hard time, I don't say they don't have. But it is not hard, because if you are one with Param Chaitanya, and you know that it is doing the job, you are not feeling that hardness or sickness or anything. All the people who write to me about their problems, I don't know what to say. To just say that, do you believe in Param Chaitanya? All right. It knows. It knows what is to be done. It knows what is to be corrected. It knows what is to be said. See, it can create poetry, it can create music, it can create everything. But do you leave everything to the Param Chaitanya? This is the second point in wisdom. Do you have wisdom to leave everything to Param Chaitanya? After experiencing also, like there was one lady who was going in the car, and she found her car, and the brakes were breaking, and she didn't know what to do now. If the brakes are no more, how will she manage? It was in Germany, and all the cars were moving very fast, and she didn't know what to do. So she put her head on the steering wheel, and she said, I leave it to Param Chaitanya. She said, she leaves it to me. All right, it's the same. So by saying that, what happened? She said, Mother, I don't know. When I raised my head, I found my car was taken on one side of the road, and nobody was there. All the cars were passing by, but somehow or other, this car was taken there very nicely by some force. So the wisdom lies in understanding the working of Param Chaitanya. How it guides you, how it helps you, how it preserves you, how, depending on Param Chaitanya, you can continue to be living very happy. I think in Sahaja we have lost very few Sahajogis. They live for long, they don't die. And if you ask their experiences, it's very amazing how it works out. If they don't want to live also, they can pass. But if they want to live, Param Chaitanya takes over and you can live long. But living long doesn't mean that you go on bothering yourself as to what you will do with your money, how will you live, what will be the source. All these nonsensical things, worries come to you, all right. Then the Param Chaitanya says, All right, go on worrying. If you go on worrying, all right, go on worrying, doesn't matter. What will happen? Whatever has to happen will happen. But Param Chaitanya can interfere in case you leave it to Param Chaitanya. He said many a times, leave it to God. Leave it to God. But God means, I don't know what they mean by God. God means Param Chaitanya. God means divine force that is working everything. So another way of looking at it is the wisdom that we should understand. Each and every particle of this world is created by divine, by the divine force. And this particle and everything is completely under the guidance and supervision of Param Chaitanya. Nothing can move unless until Parama Chaitanya works on. It is something so connected globally, it's so much there that people don't realize what they are doing, what they should have done. I mean, on many scales you find something happening. Like supposing something is happening now in America. Just try to find out what America has done to other countries. Immediately you'll get the answer. So also it takes full care of the persons who believe in Param Chaitanya.
I'll leave it there this morning and go into silent meditation. May I this day be what you'd have me be. May I this day say what you'd have me say. May I this day be part and parcel of the whole, and may my thoughts be of a realized soul. May I this day have love for all mankind. Shri Mother, be in my heart and in my mind. Jai Shri Mataji. We'll say the last verse of the three great mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Thank you for being part of our program this morning. It's always great to start the day in such a collective way. When you're ready to finish your meditation, please bow down in front of Shri Mataji, raise your kundalini and put yourself into bandhan. Wishing you all a wonderful Nirmal day ahead, everybody. Jai Shri Mataji.
Namaha